So we're heading down to another individual pitching group. Gonna work through some dynamic warm-up. We're gonna go global assessment. After that, we'll take them through some arm care and post-throw protocol. So that's what we're heading for right now. Trying to get in your slot.
Hey man, what's happening? About to stretch with him. We're gonna go through some movement stuff. He's gonna run you guys through a warm-up.
And go! Lunge into lunge, lunge into lunge. Very good. Make sure we're not leaning back. Good, lefty. Lunge into lunge. Good, lefty. Not letting that knee touch. Just before it touches, we turn it around. Good, mash. Feel that chest up. Keep that foot flat on the ground. Work that ankle try. Yep. Good. Go! Boom, boom. Now right arm. Right arm, right arm, right arm. Yes, sir. Good. Hips up, hips down. Jordan, that's where they're going to stay. It's opposite arm, opposite leg. Slow and control this. No side to side with the back hamstring. Just need way down, way down, way down. Yes. Slow, very good. Keep crawling, keep crawling. Not as far, keep crawling. Hug the ground, we gain ground, boom, we do it again. We gain ground, boom, we do it again. Ready? And go. Good, Jordan. Very good. Lefty locked and loaded, baby. Locked and loaded. Very good, guys. Once you're done there, let's head right into the bullpen. We're gonna circle up really quick. We'll go through some hip mobility. Let's get it. If not, I'm gonna come fix it. I'm gonna get it, son, or no? Oh, good. I got something for you there. Take off. Watch this. We're probably gonna present one side tighter than the other. That's pretty normal stuff. You guys rotate one sub high. Good. So far, so good, man. Good. Hey, 6 is pretty good. Matt. 3, 2, 1, and up. Very good. Guys, let's jump up. Let's hit whatever arm care you need. And then guys are gonna toss, we're gonna toss. They're doing good. Bunch of good old boys. It's medial hop, big aggressive toss through the wall. Back out. Cool. We'll get 5 each side here. The tempo is controlled the whole way. Elbows are staying locked out the whole way. Yes, there we go. Good. One more. Yeah, JB, the color's good. Bridges, you're locked in, big dog. Yep.
Continue with this stuff right here.
Good. Make a fist with your hand. Thumb up. Good. I'll do a word up, man. Good. Pressurize here now. Don't dump that. Eyes up, JB. On what? Lose this shoe. You're dumping that pelvis a little bit. I'll tell you when. Come, come, come. Stop right there with the leg. Keep going with the arm. Okay. Yeah. There. It's 5 each side right now.
Shoulder?
Yeah.
It's just like pain right here. It's right out in the front.
Okay.
It's nothing like in my shoulder.
Yep.
Well, it was like 2 years I started like feeling pain in like the labrum area.
Okay.
It was like sharp pain in my shoulder.
Okay.
One got MRI and all that. And so he just had me doing therapy. I did therapy for like 6 months, something like that. Felt fine. Then I started hurting again.
Yep.
Went back to that same doctor and he just automatically jumped into talking about surgery.
Throwing volume's the highest it's ever been, maybe, before you got shut down on it.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yep. And lifting's definitely the most aggressive. Okay, cool. So a lot of different stuff. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna look at it like I'm brand new to it, never heard anything about it. Okay, so let's go feet together for me. Yep, touch your toes. Cool, relax. Arms straight up like this. Squeeze your butt as hard as you can. Like you're playing prison D. There you go. Then lean as far back as you can. Whole body, let your head go with you too. Pretty good. Good, relax. Cool, hands on your hips like this. Rotate for me as far as you can to the left and hold. Cool, go the other way, same thing. Cool, pretty okay. Any of that feel tight, feel restricted, feel weird?
I mean, on those, there's a little inside of this tight, but it's fine.
Yeah, you're getting okay. All right, cool. Let's go. Hands over your head like this, feet together. I want you to lunge out for me, pop back. You're gonna do 2 each leg forwards, and we'll go 2 each leg reverse, okay? Cool. Other side, same thing. Cool, now let's go reverse, same idea. Ah, there we go. Cool, other leg. Cool, relax, go just straight up like this punch. Big breath into your belly, and then exhale and just relax. Good deal. Hands just at your sides like this. Good, same thing again, breathe in, exhale, just relax. Cool. All right, feet shoulder width apart, arms straight up over your head. Let's just squat down, boom, stand up. Let's do 3. Cool. Yo, can you hang tight for 30 seconds? I just want to be able to show Shafe this.
Yeah.
Hey, Shafe, come here.
chest.
No, watch his tailbone.
Yeah.
Okay? So he shouldn't be bilateral squatting, just so you know. And I'll show you how that looks. Just lay flat on your back for me. Ever had a hip replacement? You cool if I mess with your hip a little bit? Cool, I might break it, just kidding. Ah, come on, Patty.
It's
good,
bunch.
Good, Patty, bunch. I can't figure it out today.
Bunchy.
Good, dead leg. There you go. Don't fight me here either. There you go. Cool, so Shafe, come right here where I'm at. Let me just show this to you, and then you could do this if you wanted to. Watch this hip.
45, 55.
See how it starts to move right there?
Yeah.
That's lumbar spine movement.
Okay.
So this is the end of the pelvis. He doesn't have any more.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just that stance. So then what I would do with him is I'd open it up and say, hey, can we get a little more if we go wider? No.
Okay.
Right? This is what, just, call that maybe parallel?
Yeah.
Maybe just above, right? You're good, it's not your fault. It's the shape of your pelvis, big dog, you ain't changing that. Right, so it's not even a hip mobility thing. That's, you see that, boom, that's lumbar spine, lumbar spine. So cool, so sumo deadlifting, good for him, let's see. So this is the sumo position right here. No, so not a sumo guy either.
Okay.
Right, so if you're gonna sumo him, it's off 2 blocks.
Okay.
If you're gonna squat him, it's to an 18 or 16 inch box to regulate depth.
Okay.
But he can single leg just fine.
Okay.
Which is great, you know, because that's more important anyway, so go figure.
Right.
That's kind of like my beef with that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Trap bar's probably fine for him. You figure trap bar deadlift put you just above anything that's there.
Okay.
So he'd be good. Okay, so that's that. Now I don't think any of that has to do with the arm stuff.
Right. But it's good to know.
Breakout,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah, all right, cool, so jump up for me. So I think a lot of the arm stuff, now, is there a certain depth or certain distance you can throw without pain?
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I mean, when I was throwing yesterday, for the most part, it was fine until I got about to 90 feet and really started like laying it back and throwing.
So once you start to lay it back, that's when the pain starts anterior side.
Right, yeah, right,
cool.
right.
So for me, that's gonna almost all the time be an actual core stability issue. Right, and if you watch your lunge, arms up overhead, just so Shafe can see it again, forward lunge, reverse lunge, 1 each. Just watch where his rib cage is in space, especially on that. It's pop, plop, good, you see that?
He can't,
plop, plop,
yeah.
can't stabilize.
Maintain neutral.
Yeah, so when I'm here, into that net, I'm fine. I'm good, I don't have to maintain shit.
Right.
Just let it eat. But when I get out, I start to change the angles, the kinematics of my hips and of my shoulders in order to throw a baseball further. It's a more of an anterior core component. I need more core stability to do it at a high level.
Right.
When I don't, what happens? Well, a couple things. I get a shift one way or the other, right? What happens when this shifts? My shoulder shifts. I get what's happening probably is I'm getting some anterior shift of that actual shoulder joint, boom, forward in the capsule, and that's what's causing the pain. Probably, that would be my best guess. So from an acute standpoint, what do we need to do? We got to get stronger and more stable here. We got to figure out how to stabilize that. From an arm care standpoint, we got to add some external rotation strength in there under load. So we got to load that thing up and get it going. So I think those are kind of the 2 big pieces for you. So this is what I want. You're gonna rotate your wristwatch into my hand. Ready, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, good. Don't let that wrist bend. I just want the wristwatch.
Okay,
Yep. Ready, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Watch that rib cage position, right, like we talked about. Good. Let's go. Relax, relax, relax. Good. Same thing. Ready, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and throw. Do 3 again. How's that feel? Why are you smiling so much, man? That's good shit. 1 to 10.
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Got some pain reduction. That's a good deal. All right, so now we know exactly the direction we need to go. Right, so now we have a real clear idea. Hey, I got to get my external rotators fired up before I throw and post throw. So right now they're just weak, man. They're just down regulated. It's allowing that humeral shift, which is no good. But I think the more long-term fix is, hey, we got to get solid here. You see, even when you do the external rotation stuff, you're like this, right? You're trying to force this rib cage and find stability at your spine instead of finding stability from your external rotator of your shoulder. That's no good. All right, so we'll work on it though, man. Awesome. So we're heading in the right direction.
This is CJ Affenzeller. He's been a part of more than just a friend, kind of a part of this baseball family for about 3 years now. I met CJ about 5 years ago when I was coaching outside of New York City. CJ owns a gym in South Jersey, trains a ton of pro guys, baseball, softball specific, does a number of other sports. He's actually, in the 5 years I've known him, he's upgraded his gym 3 times, grown exponentially. has programmed for a handful of guys in this room from a strength training standpoint. But again, this is family. He kind of serves in this, I'd say, consulting role with us. He comes down, he's going to be back down in 3 or 4 weeks, hopefully. We'll get him back on a plane, but he comes down pretty regularly, as you guys have seen, and does a little bit of everything. Again, background in strength and conditioning, a ton of knowledge in mobility, arm care, soft tissue work, etc. But this is the guy that does a great job. Our coaching staff appreciates the heck out of him, appreciates his time coming down here to spend some time with you guys.
Because I asked him about the price of the car. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, listen, it starts to add up a little bit. I won't lie. I said, what do you mean it starts to add up? He said, well, you don't exactly put unleaded fuel in a Ferrari. And that clicked for me. Because I deal with Ferraris. You guys are Ferraris of athletes. Okay? But all you guys are popping unleaded fuel in the Ferraris daily. What does that mean? You wouldn't put unleaded fuel in a Ferrari, right? If you want to maximize your recovery, maximize your performance, oh, and by the way, hold on to your pitching velocity, it all starts with quality food options. Okay? It all starts with this elite level nutrition, this mindset shift that, hey, I don't put unleaded fuel in my Ferrari engine. Okay? By the way, for the pitchers in the room, the number one factor is living in a caloric or training in a caloric deficit for inconsistent pitching velocity. So if you're 94 on Monday, you go out the following Monday and you're 91, probably in a caloric deficit throughout that time, just so you know. All right, cool. So we're wrapping up a 2-day trip here. A lot of movement, right? So we had number one, assessments on all 15 pitchers. We went through functional anatomy screening, went through scapular screening, shoulder screens, global screens. We constructed corrective exercise programs for all those guys, kind of chipped away at some of their inefficiencies, some of their imbalances. We moved mountains there. The second piece to that was kind of global talk about movement, about control, about establishing a good routine for the pitching staff. Finally, we wrapped it all up with a nutrition talk for the entire program, went over some very core fundamental components of elite level nutrition. So we took these guys through that, and that was kind of wrapped up my time here. My visit was awesome. What do you got, Coach?
No, as always, we appreciate having CJ. There's this idea that there's this holistic approach to pitching, to development, to everything we do, from the weight room, to mobility, to soft tissue work, to how we program our throwing, to what we're doing for rest, recovery, and nutrition. And this guy's a huge part. Very proud to call him a friend. Huge for the program to be a part of this family in the role that he serves. And we look forward to having you back down.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely.